All right, tournament rosters. Okay, so you're coaching a 7-on-7 team. You're down to 7 players, even 6, and you need to figure out how to get some help. In this case, we as coaches of those young age groups, boys, you're eligible to roster boys or girls. Girls, only girls, but you can create a tournament roster that is allowable within the guidelines of UISA. But how do you do that? I'll show you here. So we click on our UISA Affinity Soccer website, we sign in, we default to teams. So it is here that you will input your information. So teams, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to find my team. I'm going to click apply to tournament, okay? Apply to tournament. Now this tournament that I'm looking for is not a tournament that's registered. It's not a registered tournament, so be aware of that. Click tournament roster and then click create new request. So one more time, you will default, when you click on apply to tournament, you'll default to this screen. You're not going to register for any specific tournament. You're going to click on tournament roster. You're going to click create new request. In this new request, it's going to ask you what you're doing. So this is the Southern Utah Interregional League, and I put fall 2023. It's under UISA. The event start date needs to be the date of the game or today, and the end date I always put toward the end of the season, so I always put November. It's happening in St. George, Utah. Terry Ogden is the director. His phone number is not that, but find it, and Terry Ogden at uisa.org. Save and continue. That will create the Southern Utah IRL tournament roster eligibility form. You know, it creates the tournament that you're competing in and will allow you to then build your roster. So in this case, I have players. Let's say I'm missing a few players. Right now, my 7v7 roster has 12 players, and I need to have less. So I'm going to go ahead and take off a player. Right now, we'll take off Blakely Nelson. I'll click the X. It removes Blakely from the team. It didn't click the X, so let's try it one more time. If anyone knows, sometimes it's a bugger of a program, of a website. This right here, again, I'm going to click on Blakely Nelson. I'm going to remove her from my roster. Now I have 11 as soon as it updates. And I'm going to add player, okay? I need to select the role in which this player is going to be. Player, ID number. I don't have a specific ID number, so I'm hoping that this is a 2015 girl that will go on the roster. So everybody has an ID number. Obviously, all players have an ID number. It's easiest to look a player up by ID number, but if not, you can click on Find ID Number. It will ask for their first and last name and their date of birth. From there, it will pull them up, and you can add them. So save and continue. So don't have a valid contact there. I did just put one on, so hopefully it pulls up a person. So I can show you. Wonderful. So instead of having Blakely Nelson on the team, it has added Brooklyn Straight. It shows she is a borrowed player among my registered players. And now I can save and continue. From here, my tournament roster, I'll add all the players I need. I'll remove all the players I need to. And then I'll click Review and Submit. I will submit this application. The application goes in. I can review. And now I can print photo roster. Application, submit application, then click review, and then click print photo roster. Your roster then will pull up. I have Brooklyn Straight as a CPAST player on my roster. This roster can be used in a 7v7 interregional game, and I have used players from 2 separate teams that play in the same division. UISA, I believe that the reason that we do it like this is because we just want the girls to have a good time. We want the players at this age to have a good time. We need the rosters to be filled appropriately. So as coaches, work together to make sure that your teams are always filled. Nothing worse than having 7 players or even 6 players and still trying to compete in a game. So that's how you build a tournament roster. Any questions, just reach out to me, let me know, or watch this video again.